In recent days, I have done a video on should Leon Bailey apologize to the JFF. That video received some interactions for which I really appreciate. And there was this one comment that mentioned that Leon Bailey doesn't or should not apologize to the JFF, rather, his teammates. That was an applaudable comment. However, thereafter that video, and I have been watching other streamers and looking in the papers, there are news that generates to say that Greenwood and Reiss Nelson would be possible replacement or recruitments for Jamaica, with Leon Bailey being out. Now, for me personally, I have to come on board to speak on this matter. And today on Premier 7, I want to share my opinion on the topic Greenwood and Nelson in, Bailey out. Is this what's best for the Reggae Boys? It's time to hear what Premier 7 have to say, so stick around for the news. I hope you all can accept my apology for not being here for a few days. I was ill. I was out with a horrible flu, but I'm still here. I am not at my best, but I can be here to present on a useful topic that I want for you, the followers of Premier 7 and football on a whole, to open your thinking caps and become a part of this discussion and let me know your thoughts. So, today I will be speaking about the topic Greenwood and Nelson in, Bailey out. Is this what's best for the Reggae Boys? Honestly, this is a question because for me, I don't want to just jump up and say because I am excited about the talents of Greenwood and Nelson. I would just want to say, all right, Bailey, you can go aside. And the reason why I mention these three names is because I want to dissect and speak about three important points relating to the three players. And then you will get an understanding as to how important this video is. So I want to speak about the past events, like the news and performances of the two players in and the one out. Then the financial side of things, if Jamaica is taken into consideration. Lastly, the team chemistry and playing style. The past. The past is already gone, but it is something that we use to judge somebody. If a player is performing well and doesn't have a bad track record, then we would say, yeah, man, let's keep this player, let's recruit this player. If a player has a bad record in regards to like news surrounding scandals, interviews, then you would be saying, hell no. Or you may be saying, give this person a chance, or it is the end of this player. No, let's talk about Reiss Nelson and Greenwood. For Reiss Nelson and Greenwood, there isn't a bad past on Reiss Nelson. And I realized that the Jamaican fan base loves this youngster. I don't know what he has done so great, but whenever his name is pushed out there, Jamaicans grab onto it. So personally, he's somebody who has been observed under the radar for years, and his attitude doesn't change. And because he's a prime talent, Jamaicans would like to say that, all right, not a bad player, even though he's not getting chances at Arsenal, he could be a good recruitment in the national team. Now, Mason Greenwood, his past and his news, the scandals from last year, somewhat dampers. It is not away, but it is not that popular or trending like before. We saw whereas he has been revitalizing his career at Getafe, he's scoring goals, he's connecting with the fans, he's in a different environment, he's making a huge difference. Jamaica loves this player. He hasn't confirmed that he doesn't want to play for us, but I heard that he would like to focus on getting himself sorted out for a club before thinking about Jamaica. But then again, it is his decision. Well, maybe other persons will be saying it would be great for him to just come to Jamaica and play in the Copa America, but he needs time to get his head on the right level because playing for Getafe, it was a big decision. But he's performing there. But maybe you want to take a bigger step into a different club. His career with Manchester United is still up in the air. We don't know what will happen. So give him some time. Don't rush him. Let him think well because if he makes the decision to rush and he starts to underperform, that is where the problem will kick in. Now, Leon Bailey, the most popular name right now in Jamaica. The interview that was being done and his performance in one is what would basically say that no, 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 Bailey, your time up, you do too much, you're awful, you're this, you're that. There are times when players may come out and say things that may not be the best for what we as fans would expect. And I think the interview is somewhat good and bad. But I would say do not just throw away Bailey like that. The thing is, when there are persons who you think will not come up and step up, there will be the time when it happens. And we saw whereas injuries was his issue at Aston Villa that derails his performance. But when you saw him kick things off because he became fitter, better off, he became that highlight for the villains. In the Jamaica system, it is a JFF. If a better system was in place, I'm going to stick to this. I don't think Bailey would be coming out speaking like that. He was wrong to some extent, but he was right. So, out is what the fans or some fans would say, but for me, I would say no. The next point is the money, the money, the money. A lot of persons would be saying, oh, let's get in Reiss Nelson, let's get in Greenwood, put aside Bailey. Do you remember that Mason Greenwood was earning more than Leon Bailey before he went to Aston Villa? And I am sure that Reiss Nelson was somewhat in the middle, making money at Arsenal, regardless if he was playing or not. Bailey started to earn a lot more money since his renewal in terms of contract at Aston Villa. But before I speak on Bailey, will Jamaica be eligible to pay these two players? Because the funds that it will take to give to these players is not something for which I believe that they may even want to say, I will accept. I don't know the financial structure of Jamaica in terms of the football side of things, but maybe Jamaica will offer them something bigger, but it may not be enough. Unlike for Leon Bailey, who used to settle for such, and now he came out because of his emotion and started to speak financially that, you know, the players are not getting this or he's not getting that. Let's take on him. We don't want to give any bad news. But in terms of even the gears and the time of arrangement for flights, Leon Bailey could cope until he explode. But do you think a Mason Greenwood and Reiss Nelson would want to accept such things? The structure would have to be better to me for these two players to even want to make such rush decision and come and play for Jamaica. Remember Omari Hutchinson? Maybe that is the thing that he was even looking at, the financial side of things. So we're all excited that getting in Reiss Nelson and Mason Greenwood would be way excited for Jamaica because we're looking on the playing side of things and the excitement of the game. But the money is where things is concerned as well. So then again, nothing is wrong with having these two players in, but pushing out Leon Bailey because of financial side of things, it would more so go into the favor of Bailey staying and they not coming in. And if you like the video in the meantime, you know you can subscribe, share the video, drop your comment because the interaction is what I want. And that will help me to do better in terms of analyzing the game from a coaching's perspective, a player's perspective, a team's perspective, because at the end of the day, I am here to learn from you. So, Greenwood and Nelson in, Bailey out. Team chemistry and playing style. Sometimes you will have players who will come in and make your team way better because then again, no team should be a one-man show. Arsenal fans can attest to this because in the days of Obama Yang, he was that man who was lifting up the place for Arsenal, but because of his attitude, when Arteta was there, he was being removed, and you see how well Arsenal is performing. When Gabriel was injured, not Jesus, but Mangales was injured, it affect the fluency of Arsenal in terms of the chemistry and playing style, and it cost them the title. So having a Mason Greenwood in and a Reiss Nelson, I would say yes because of the team chemistry, the depth in terms of the squad, and hopefully their attitude is there to coincide or to collaborate with the existing players, right? On a Bailey's end, having him pushed out, he wants to go out on a break. Yes, let him take his break. Let these two players come in and show him this is what is happening now. Let him start to think as to whether or not he needs to make things right with his teammates and the coach. Remember what the first part of the video was about, or what I mentioned that someone said on my previous video that it would be best for Bailey to apologize to his teammates and his coach, of course, because sometimes we may say things and think that we're doing the right thing, but we blew things. So, team chemistry, playing style, Greenwood and Reiss Nelson plays on the right hand side. They won't be playing every game because if two of them is here, besides Bobby Reid is known for playing on the right hand side, somewhat Coach Al Grimson, with his formation being a 4-4-2 at times, then you know that sometimes he would have to put like a Nelson on the right hand side and a Greenwood up front if a Bobby Reid is injured or not on the farm. Get what I'm saying here? And 4-3-3 is a formation that can still accommodate these two players because the team is aging in terms of having striking forces. So I think Mason Greenwood would be a good striker for Jamaica. And Nelson would be the man on the right. Sometimes he can play on the left. And both players are flexible enough. So the team chemistry would be a thing like this as well. Whereas defensively, I believe Reiss Nelson can do a good job there. And the direct ability of a Mason Greenwood would contribute way more in terms of goals for the national team. However, for now, Leon Bailey is performing better in an Aston Villa shirt, but I would say let him stay on his break for now. He made his talk. No one is bigger than the football team. No one is bigger than the national setup. Let him stay out. But I am not saying that it should be the end of Leon Bailey. So, with that being said, people, I am here to share my opinion on the several points considered under the topic Greenwood and Nelson in, Bailey out. Is this what's best for the Reggae Boyz? Let me know what you think about the video. Let me hear your say. Because, as I've said earlier on, it is for me to learn from you and for you to learn from me. I am not here to be biased. I am not here to be the person who is unfair to other persons. I like when persons can share their opinion and I take the sense out of it and let them know that this is what I think and you tell me what you think. So there and then you can basically check out my videos and my different social media platforms. And this is the end of the video for now, people. It is time for me to go. I hope you enjoyed the video and I am here once again in a few days to come with many more. Take care and goodbye for now.